motherfucking happy sits wherever he wants. We're gonna leave a space here. Someone to keep it warm.
Somebody, we're gonna keep that one nice and warm there. Well, guys, welcome to San Antonio. How's it been? Theo, welcome to San Antonio. David,
I live an hour away. This is like home.
Oh, really? Where
I live in the hill country in Austin.
Oh, yeah.
This is backyard.
Yeah, all right. David, first time in San Antonio?
No, I came here about like season 2. There was a convention here a long time ago.
Yeah. And Ron, invite yourself.
I think I've been here like 3 or 4 times, right?
You guys are old friends.
Old friends. All right. Well,
I know every one of you by name. Hey, Larry,
Well, again, welcome to San Antonio and the Big Texas Comicon. So let's dive into it. You see the fan turnout. I mean, huge. Sons of Anarchy.
You mean this is not AI?
No, it's not AI.
This is all real.
It's all real. Ron, why do you think Sons of Anarchy just hit with fans? What do you think about
Violence, man. People really like to see other people get fucked up, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to curse with the children here, and I notice we're just dropping.
Wait a minute, there's fucking kids here?
Like I was saying.
What the fuck are you thinking?
We didn't give it a rating on here. It's just that Ron's
Yeah,
here.
we'll do
That's
like
the
a
rating,
rating.
right?
Sorry, children. Uncle Ron is. He gets $1 for every time, so you guys are rich by the end of it.
I worked with a kid about a year ago on a movie, and I didn't realize until halfway through dinner that she was like 11, you know. And I said, well, I guess I've been cursing a lot. Do you guys have like a curse jar? And the father was her chaperone. He says, we actually do. I said, like, is it $1 per shot? He goes, yeah. So I pulled out $200. I said, this should get me through dessert.
David, what about you?
I'll be quick. I think it was popular on multiple. It was popular with the women because I would say because the guys, those women were victors, not victims. They killed people. And really, there weren't a lot of shows that most women they might have are victors, and I think that club thing is in every country. There's no other show like this show.
Well, then also Jackson's butt cheeks was there too.
He was on it. It's truly special.
You notice they put a shower scene of Jax's ass in like every episode.
Hey, I did nude push-ups. I was naked a few times, guys.
You have 3 times, yes.
It's very difficult to keep up with this act.
It was just,
I'm gonna sit over here for a minute.
it was just never, Juice's nakedness was never pleasant. Jackson's was like, glorified. Mine was like I was in a very precarious.
They kept giving me salary increases if I would promise to not take my clothes off.
Well, Ron, what was it like playing Clay? What was that character like for you?
This is awesome. It was the only time I got respected in my entire life. I mean, I used to lord over these guys and call out who was going to get whacked and this and that and the other thing. And I'd go home and she'd say, "You didn't do the dishes this morning." No. So it was good. It was good being Clay.
You have Juice?
It was never good being Juice. I mean, if you know the show, there was nothing pleasant about Juice. In the beginning, the stuff with Tig and like the funny, when there was the comedic stuff. But once season 4 hit, it wasn't pleasant for anyone.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing I did like about your character is that it tackled the mental health side of things. Your character really brought that out. Can you talk about that?
You noticed that?
I noticed that, yeah.
Somebody knows.
I thought it was subtle.
But my point is that the show actually pushed so many real world topics, such as mental health. You want to talk about that?
Well, I think at the end of the day, the show is about family, right? The whole thing was about the family struggle between the family that was the club and then the inner family of the tellers and everything that was going on with that. So I think everybody can relate to that in one way or another. The mental health stuff with Juice just was longing to be accepted. He just wanted a family. He didn't have his own family. He wanted a family through the club. And in wanting, sometimes when you want something so bad, you put a death grip on it. And in putting that death grip on it, he caused his own demise. And that's kind of what happens with a lot of people. So I think that Kurt masterfully wove that web of you. He made you care about these people that were really not great people.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about this all the time now that it's so many years later. There were very few good people on that show, but you really cared about them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fascinated when people like love Gemma, and I'm like, Gemma was like a really bad person. and at the same time, they disliked Tara, and I'm like, no, Tara was like the only good person. But that just shows you that how good the writing was, and you know, right time, right place. I don't think there'll ever be shows like that period again. Sopranos, Breaking Bad, you know, that period of shows, because you had to earn those characters. We were on for 7 seasons, 8 years, 6 months, wait 6 months to watch it again. You had to like live with these people for your entire, you know, for a long span. And that, now you binge a show, you don't even really remember who was on it.
Yeah.
So I think that, so to deal with all those issues, like you said, I think that it's because of the timeline we had to do it.
It's almost like it was ahead of its time. Like seriously, the mental health issue, now it's in the spotlight now. The LGBTQ, it was highlighted in the series. You want to talk about that as well?
Oh, it was pretty awesome. I mean, all the stuff with Venus and Kim, listen, there was nothing that was out of bounds for us to talk about on that show. And we were considered a risky show at the time. Now, you know, a lot of things that we were doing is quite common. I knew, and he, you know, he was involved with the show before anybody. When that burning of the back, what season was that? When they were burning the tattoo off.
Oh, yeah.
Season
Those
1.
guys wrote, and they used to write for all kinds of questions. They sent the script one time when Clay says, hey, the fuel injection is messing with the carburation, and I called up freaking out, like, you can't write stuff like that. And they called about the burning of the back, and I'm like, you know, people get it removed, but you're gonna kill that guy, but it'll make great television. And they did it.
Yeah, and I mean, when that happened, I was like, oh, we're doing something different here. They're burning this guy, the piece off his back. And then where the show really seemed to take this big turn was the Gemma season 2 opener with the white supremacist group with Henry Rollins and then when she was sexually assaulted. And I thought, man, not just is it such a thing to do on television in a season opener, but it's also Peg Bundy. Like, people have not looked there, like they're looking now going, whoa. So I just thought it seemed like every episode while we were all reading them so fast, there was a lot of risks being taken, and
We pushed the envelope.
Yeah.
We pushed the envelope.
yeah, you missed that happening.
Do you think a show like that could come back like today, those topics? Do you think that would be, no? Or you,
I think there's people pushing envelopes
Yeah.
out there, for sure.
Yeah. What was it like playing your character, Happy?
You can imagine. I was ready to live my best life. You pull up and, what do you want for breakfast? Here's a gun. We're gonna kill these dudes from 5 different angles, and you're gonna get salmon for lunch, bro. And it's like, I'm with all these legends. Like, I was tattooing, hoping a name came in, and I was like, what you think? I grew up watching the movies. I know who he is. I knew who everybody was. I was working like, wow, you're great. Oh my God, oh my God. But it was a dream. It was like a dream.
Sounds like. Ron, you know, obviously, you know, Clay, you know, resonated with fans, loved him, you know. But your career, seriously, when I was getting ready for your panel, I'm like, I don't even know where to start with, Ron. I mean, from voice acting to stage to TV to movies.
Legend.
Exactly, thank you. Yeah.
Legend.
This is your life. This is your life. People are gonna start coming out.
You're take a step back and say, wow, I did all that? That all happened in my life?
I'm 74 years old, and you know, I have to tell you, my whole entire life, I've just been so obsessed with what's next. Nothing that I did mattered. It was always what's next, and you know, what's the next hill to climb, what's the next place to go where I've never gone before. And I don't know whether, you know, I'm like, I only got like 6 months to live. I don't know what's going on, but I'm finally starting to go, okay, if it all ends now, that was pretty fucking I was a pretty lucky motherfucker. I mean, I just... Finally started to appreciate just, you know, the fact of it. Not so much obsession about the next hill to conquer.
Yeah.
Although I'm still very competitive, people will tell you.
Oh, yeah? Is that true, Theo? Competitive?
I mean, I produced 2 films this year and he's in both of them. Anything I ever make, I want him in it because I think he's one of the greatest actors we've ever had. I also, you guys have to understand that the film business, and him and I are both crazy cinephiles about the history of the cinema and the history of film in this country, the history of film in the world. It's very few actors, like he worked with Brando on Dr. Moreau, and like to bridge us to, and to work with the people he's worked with, the projects he's been in, the directors, the this, the that. So for me, not just is he like brother and best friend and whatever, like I'm just so enamored by the way he's been able to navigate it and all the different parts of the business. Because Sons was just one chapter. It just happened to be the right chapter at the right time. And you gotta understand, he wasn't playing Clay originally. He wasn't there. The show was a different show that we made before that. We reshot the show, and then him and Kim Coates came on. And it became such a better television show than it was. And it's no offense to the other people who were in it, it was just a different show that we shot.
Well, you said right now you're a cinephile. So when you heard the news that Ron was enjoying, or just, I mean, that
freaking out.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about that.
No, he walked in, and that was come right off Hellboy, right? It was right when that was, you know, whatever. And it was just, it was like, oh, we're doing something different here. And again, it started with Pearl, but it was like when you started looking around at everyone, why I felt it was so different and why TV was so different than was, it was a bunch of character actors that really like fought for their dinner. You know, people who were bounty hunters, people who like nobody made this career easy for them. And they had all come in, and we were just like, whoa, it's like, we're doing this? Us?
Yeah.
And that's why I think we thought it would last like 1 year and never go again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 2014 was when it ended?
2014, 93 episodes.
93 episodes, yeah.
And the ratings never went down. It went up every single week.
Every single, yeah. Awards too, right?
That show never got like an awards push or a big run that I believe it deserved, for whatever that reason is. Nobody knows why. Who knows, right? There are a lot of shows that got a lot of awards during our 7-year run that ain't nobody going to a con for. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody showing up for a panel for. But it's cool. That's fine. That's a whole different part of the business.
Sure.
I just think that when you can, we changed the culture because, and he knows this, it was a world that no one really knew of, and people said no to, and then that shows on, and everybody's like, oh, I think I like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the right actor, the right place, the right time.
Yeah, yeah. Did any of y'all keep y'all cuts? Did y'all keep the cuts?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a tradition. We all got our cut at the end.
Yeah. Where is it now?
I auctioned mine off to a charity for multiple sclerosis.
Nice.
The other part of the tradition was we would all sign each other's cuts. So whoever was left alive by the time, your story arc ended, you know, that's how many signatures you had. I had 2 signatures.
Theo, where's your cut?
Mine is hanging in on the ranch that I live in.
Oh yeah?
Right near the bike. I have my bike too.
Oh, yeah, the bike.
I actually have a lot of stuff from the show.
I have the bike from the show?
I have the bike from the show. Yeah, and I have the bike from the show. I also have like all the stuff from the clubhouse, like brains over, bullets over, all that stuff. I have like everything.
It's like a Sons of Anarchy museum.
I just cleared it out.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Hey, where's your cut? At home in the closet. How many signatures? You got all the signatures?
I don't know. I don't want these bums signed.
Is that your sign?
No.
Ron, what do you think about that? They don't want no signatures.
I can't use that word in public.
Well,
there's too many kids here. Too many fucking kids.
There you go. Well, you gave a credit early, right? You gave her the Big Texas $200 already for that.
Oh, no, I think I'm up to $1,000 right now.
But what was it like also then jumping into the MCU? Tell me about that.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
MCU, listen, that was a really different time. We went right into that kind of, one of the guys from Sons, Charles Murray, who's one of the greatest, he was an executive producer, writer on Sons. He was involved in Luke Cage. And I had just done this movie, Lowriders, that Cheo, Henry Coker, had also made, and he was running Luke Cage, and he called me up about it, and I was like, yeah, and I had known, because Daredevil was out, that this was going to be risky and dangerous and very similar to Sons and in that violence way. And yeah, I mean, then, you know, things changed after season 2, and then the whole kind of thing changed, and now I get to be on the Penguin and deal with that kind of violence.
You got both right?
And then I just did a voice in Star Wars and Tales of the Jedi. So I'm just trying to figure out, next thing is, I'm just trying to cover all the genres here. I got to do Star Trek next.
Yeah. Well, Ron, what was it like voicing Optimus Prime? What was that about? How was that?
Yeah, that was, I mean, I was very well aware of the fact that I was walking into, you know, a venerable franchise that had a lot of mileage on it, a lot of appreciation on it, a lot of important people had come and gone through the course of those, what, 7, 8 movies that they had done. And you're always, you know, when you're cognizant of the fact that you're kind of walking into a situation that's already set up for you, you're not part of what's going to define it. You actually have to fit yourself into. It's a little daunting, you know. You're very much aware. I better bring my A game. You know, I'm like, you know, I'm filling shoes here.
Yeah.
But it was an honor. I mean, it's a thrill to be asked to do something. We know from Sons, you know, and we know from the 175 things that weren't Sons that lasted for 15 seconds, how rare it is to have anything last when you're involved in something that has been on, that gets to be on the air for years and years and years, or you're in a movie franchise where you're on your 5th or 6th one. That's rarefied air you're breathing, and you're aware of it.
Yeah, again, you know, preparing for this panel, and I started looking at your work, and with the voice acting, we're talking about iconic characters here. You know, we mentioned Optimus Prime. You know, you have Danny Phantom. You know, voices in there. You know, again, Prime. Seriously, across all genres. That's great. I mean, I'm sitting here next to you like, how did you do this? Like, how did you ever manage all this, cram it together, and then put out such a great body of work that just commands respect? And
I have no idea.
It just happened.
Just lucky, man.
Yeah.
Put one foot in front of the other, you know.
Yeah.
I've always been very hungry. I've always loved acting, whether it's in a booth, you know, just doing a voice from here up, or on a movie that lasts for, you know, 1 or 2 days or 3 or 4 months, or on a TV series that goes for years and years and years. I just, wherever, and you know, the thing that young guys come up to me all the time now and say, you know, tell me the secret, and I say, just act. If it's, you know, like, go to your local college, go to your local community college, and look on the bulletin board if a student is doing a student film and beg to be in it. Go to your local community theater and find out what play they're doing and just beg to be in it. And that was the advice that I followed. I just acted, I just did anything and everything that came my way. And a lot of it's shit, you know, but once in a while, you know.
Yeah. Well,
there was a line in a play, Joey Pants is here, him and me did this horrible, horrible play one time called Self-Storage. But there's a line in that place, with all this shit, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere.
Awesome, all right. Well, we're going to have some fun now. I think Theo and Ron are going to have some fun with the fans here. So we have some free gifts. Yeah, I think yours is right here, Ron. I'll get it for you.
Ron sold his.
Yeah, Ron kept his, yeah. So Theo has a little Blue Beetle, little mini Funko Pop. And Ron has an anime, y'all know, Goku, I believe. So, Theo, you're up first. What's it going to take for a fan to get that from you there?
Let's just answer a question.
All right.
I'll do a Suns trivia question. Okay? But then how do I know everybody's going to raise their hand?
I'll pick it. I'll pick it.
You'll pick.
I'll pick it. You asked it.
Okay.
Good one. David, you want to help him out?
Okay, I'll do my original one. Okay, this is easy. Nero created a new spot, a new place of business in season 6. After there was damage and all this, and what was the name of the new location?
I'll pick. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Come up. You have the pink right here. Right. Yeah, you. Yes. Come up to the mic. Yep.
Dios Norte.
There you go. Come on up. Good job. Right, Ron. You got something. What's it gonna take for him to earn that Dragon Ball?
I got $20.
DL, why don't you ask a trivia question, because I don't remember Sons very well.
Dave, while you're thinking about that, let me just tell everybody, go ahead and start getting in line already. It's gonna be your time already, so come on up. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Sons of Anarchy. Anything. Yeah.
So I would ask it at a real deep, like you would have to know this. I'm talking about the first scene of the show. The show has opened up in the first scene. Okay, we're looking at who it is. I'm not going to say you'd have to know. I'm not giving you no hints. And him and Charlie are walking away. They each had a line. What was it?
Oh man, that's a deep cut.
When I say it, all of you are going to be like, damn, I can't believe I didn't get that.
You want to repeat that again one more time?
Repeat it. I'm repeating it again right now. It's the first scene of the show, bro. All right, the second scene. The first scene was an explosion.
Good touch.
The second scene is the daytime. We're all there. They're walking out. Him and Charlie are and the show opens up right then. It's right before the commercial break. This is a famous line right here now. And this guy says, these two guys say something.
I don't.
Man, you guys,
Come on, we got one hand in the
Who
house.
wants to try? Okay, ma'am, come on up right here. You just come up to the mic real fast. Yeah, no, man, this is a deep cut, man.
You got it, baby. You walk out. Ron says, 2 to the back of the head. He says, it ain't
Come on up,
easy
get your
being
prize.
king.
That's pretty great, by the way. Wow, good job.
That was a deep
One
question.
hand out of everyone.
One hand that everyone got it.
That was awesome.
All right, well, it's your turn to interact with the cast here.
By the way, that you have to declare that on your income tax.
And it's worth $7,000.
All right, go ahead, kick us off.
Okay, so I come from a huge family, and my brothers, cousins, sisters, we always used to prank each other. Did you guys prank each other on set at all?
Oh man, it was torturous. I just feel good because I was usually the one doing the torturing.
Too much.
See, I thought, Ron, you'd be the primary prank.
I feel like you probably got pranked the most.
Did you get pranked the most?
No, nobody did.
I was just about to say that. There's nobody did.
Nobody thought I had a sense of humor, so they just like, and they all thought I was like on some sort of medication that I had forgotten to take.
Which we were correct.
Oh, you confirmed that, Theo?
We were correct about that.
Theo, you said you were the
I had to make people's
What's
lives
also
live in hell.
Can you give us one? Give us a prank. What did you do?
Tate caught most of my wrath, and so did she funds.
Okay,
I
well,
made their lives pretty hard.
what did you do?
I can't say that.
I tried, everybody.
They're
I
kids
tried.
here. They're
Can you give us the G-rated version?
There's
no
not,
G-rated.
it wasn't pleasant.
It wasn't pleasant. All right, good. All right, thank you. Good question. Appreciate it. Who's next?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. I've got my camera. I hope my sister is also videotaping. She's over there somewhere. Ron, first, will you cover the swear jar for me? Because there shouldn't be fucking kids in here.
Oh, you're covered, baby. You're covered. No, I always err on the side of yeah, way too much.
Okay. I watched something where you guys said that every time you said Jesus Christ, it meant fuck because FX wouldn't let you say it.
Somebody lied to you.
I watched an interview and I think it was
Those are all
guys.
lies.
That is not
Believe ever
true.
what an actor says in an interview.
That is not true. Never heard of that till right this second.
Are you serious? That's amazing.
Serious. You can see I'm serious.
Okay, so I'm not gonna argue with that.
Easy, dude.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Don't.
Don't argue with happy, yes.
So
But
why so many?
we were not allowed to say fuck. That's true.
Yeah.
So we had to say fudge. I don't think we ever said fudge.
I tried to count, like, third or fourth time I binged the season, how many Jesus Christ there were. And there were just so many. And later was when I saw that, now I know it's a lie. But anyway, it was so
I want to know who you saw say that.
I don't know what this is, but he's investigating.
You saw it earlier. I would like to know who's said.
If I can think of it, I will tell you. But in the last 2
Then
weeks,
come
I've been
on.
binging YouTube and watching you guys at panels, individual interviews.
Thank you.
Loved yours. Oh my gosh, where you talked about your book, your love of the earth,
Mom loves his.
and dogs. And dogs. Oh my gosh. I love anybody who loves dogs like that. Oh, you got a script, Candy Pod. I loved it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
I'm not sure what the questions were.
Yeah, I thought we just had a conversation. Yeah.
I appreciated everything that came out, but I don't know where the questions were. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Blanca. I think I have a kind of serious question, but I'm just really curious to hear what y'all think. A lot of women watch this show, and I enjoyed it, even though it can be kind of violent. And I think because there's so many people that watch this show, including lots of men, I guess I wonder, like, what would y'all want them to take away from this show about how they should treat women?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think that to think about it, I've never thought about it like that. I think it was just all around just the treatment of other people, right? In general. For me, it was hard because I was always I think Juice was on the receiving end of a lot of things that went wrong, no matter who it was, whether it be Gemma manipulating or, whatever was happening. I think, again, I've always said this, I think the strength of the show was the relationships. One of the things that him and I had always talked about was Clay and Juice had this kind of relationship that never really got, he started relying on me and I started relying on him, and we never really had closure before his character, whatever. So again, I don't know if it's a men or women thing, I think it was a relationship thing that, it's a story throughout 7 seasons that really pushed a lot of limits on relationships. Who was really in power, Gemma or Clay? Who was manipulating who? Jax's situations with women, what's going on, and then the way he treated them, and then also, but how was he treated by his mom? So it's like that indelible mark that she left on him. So it's like, I just think it's like showing consistently, and then the brotherhood and the love and what that leads to.
And I think everybody took a massive change over the time. Like if you remember, for instance, his character in the beginning, and then you got a guy who came on way in the end like Nero. Everybody here, everybody in the show, everybody's a killer. The wives, the girlfriends, everybody's a killer. And you get the guy Nero come along and like, how about when this guy killed that junkie, and he's saying to Charlie, we don't hurt people like this, bro. we help people like this? Because we helped a lot of people in the beginning of the seasons, but it evolved into such a thing as it was just like, we're gonna go 16 people tonight.
Yeah, I just think it got really dark for everyone involved. And I think, to me, the most tragic character on that show is Tara. I think that, again, I say that, so if you think about this as a woman who just wanted the best for her children, but who is in love with someone who is dangerous, and we all have that. We might have a family member who's not good for us, but we stay with them, or a relationship that's not good for us, we stay with it, even though we're trying to be the best version of ourselves. So that's why I've always felt that she was the most tragic. So in the sense of the women, it's just like, if someone's not benefiting your life in a positive way, you gotta get rid of them.
Yeah.
Use Tara as the example.
Was the character of Gemma kind of, even though, yeah, she probably was one of the worst, if not the worst of the show, but the character was still kind of an empowered woman, though. She would
Loved her family. She loved her family. She
was the queen.
Yeah.
And she got, she was royalty, and that's you asked a question about what we wanted, the only takeaway about how we thought about women. I don't think this was the show that wanted to model behavior on any level. I mean, because it was all so volatile and explosive. And a lot of it was, there were no blacks allowed in our family, so it's already a racist organization. The way, we treated what do they call them? The chicks we just hung out in the, crow eaters. Crow eaters. I mean, we were saying crow. You can imagine what a crow eater is. So there was this dichotomy about women having no value whatsoever, or being the queen, and being somebody who almost had the same amount of power as the most powerful dude in the organization. So we were not a model for any particular philosophy that we thought America should say, yeah, that's how we should. That's what we're supposed to be.
Y'all can help me out. I always thought the club wasn't racist club. I mean, even the reaction with your character, Theo.
No, there was just antiquated rules
Right,
that they were following. They weren't
They
by
weren't,
nature.
yeah.
Maybe the older guys, but never. And I don't think they were either. I think it was just an antiquated system that people kept following blindly because it was never addressed.
Right, yeah.
If he would have addressed it, it probably would have been.
And that felt like the simple answer for your character.
Sure.
It was just like, bring it to, we just gotta change this.
And sometimes the simplest answer isn't addressed.
Yeah.
You make it complicated like he did.
And it's a made-up club.
Right, yeah.
Let's be very real.
Yeah.
That club was made by a bunch of writers in a room.
Yeah, all
Get
right.
that.
All right, next question.
Hi, incredible to be talking to all three of you guys. I watched
Thank you,
Sons of
Jim.
Anarchy
I
through and through.
realized that.
So there are a lot of moments in Sons of Anarchy that are incredibly heavy and emotional and very violent. And I think out of everybody on the stage, that Juice's character definitely went through the most. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think, in your personal experience, was your hardest scene to film?
10 years later, I'm still rocking in the corner at night from it. No, I mean, I don't know. I thought what he did, everything, it never felt hard in the moment. I think because it was all stair-stepped. I think it was all leading. So it just precipitously got worse and I didn't realize it. But for me, I always go back to that jail cell scene with Jax and Juice is like one of the ones where it was the hardest, but yet felt the most relief when he's telling him about that Gemma killed Tara, because he needs to release it from him, but at the same time he knows he's dead. So it was kind of like, I need to get this off my chest, but I also know I'm not going to live anymore. So it's no different than when he jumped out of the tree. You know what I mean? So I think it's like, Kurt really set him up in a position where...
Hey, look who's here, everybody.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi. As I was saying, Kurt really set him up to, I don't know what it is. No, I don't even know what the question was.
No.
I can repeat it if you want.
No. Look, he's right next to me. But I was saying, in our jail scene, in our jail talk scene, which he's still mad about, I felt like that was the beginning and the end of him. So I think that's the hardest scene for me, for a multitude of reasons. And I just think it was the end of Juice. And it was hard because it was also the end of the line in the show for him.
Yeah, good one, yeah.
It was also hard for me because they didn't roll the camera. Remember? They didn't roll the camera when I said I don't want to do this many takes of the scene because it's really hard to act like somebody came in and tell you that your wife or your mom killed your wife. And so I said this could be a hard scene to act. I only want to do it once or twice. So we just did it, and it was like way better than I could have ever hoped it could be. Peter Weller came in and said, well, I don't know what that was, but it was the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen. We're not doing it again. And I said, you're damn right we're not doing it again. And then the DP came in and said, actually we are, the camera didn't roll. So I thought that scene sucked too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. What did you bring up here? What is that?
It's a rug. It's a rug.
Oh, a bathroom
It's a
rug.
blanket that a girl made by
It's a
hand.
bathroom rug. It's just, yeah. Theo was telling us that his shower leaked this morning in the hotel, so I thought I'd bring him a custom bathroom rug.
Once a brother, always a brother. Looking out for him, right? All right, what's the next question?
Gentlemen, in a show where, you know, you have all these different types of characters with different mindsets, different values, different, I don't know, positions, and like the main theme of the show is family. You have a father, you have a son, you have a brotherhood, and they each have their values and their mindsets that they carry. And I just want to know, as men, what are some values and mindsets that you die behind, essentially?
And we what?
That you like, that's what you carry forth with your life as a man, as a father, as a person, basically. What are some values or a mindset that you carry with you?
That's not part of the show, that's part of our own
As
DNA.
not a part of the show. I kind of just based it off of the different characters in there versus the men that you are outside of the show. So, like, what are some things you carry with you?
Well, considering everybody in the show was a scrupulous murderer, and all these people are stand-up individuals, it's safe to say that they have very decent values and morals in their existence. Well,
Absolutely. What are some of those values that you carry?
Goodness, I just thought I'd come up here and tell some jokes.
You got one for us, Charlie?
question, bro.
Putting us on blast up here. No, it's
Charlie,
a
you got a
really
good
good
for us?
question. I don't know if I have a good answer for it though. I mean, just the obvious stuff. I mean, trying to be honest and loyal. Discipline is very important to me. Like, I feel like, all right, here's something maybe good. You know, like the myth of Sisyphus, who was tasked as punishment to push a rock up the hill, a boulder up the hill every day. But the boulder's a little too big and the hill's a little too steep. And he gets it almost to the top every day and just runs out of energy and has to let it go, and it rolls all the way back down at the bottom of the hill. And that's like seen as like a terrible punishment. And then I read a book called The Myth of Sisyphus recently that sort of tries to suggest that the opposite should be true. That having an impossible task to do every day is like a really great engine for a life well lived, because it forces you to reach slightly beyond your potential and show, like, the final line of that book is, we must imagine Sisyphus happy. So that's just something that I've been, sometimes I can be like a little, I won't swear, but just like...
Oh, everybody's swearing, no, let it loose, everybody's swearing.
Sometimes I can be a little bitch, you know, just get like a little overwhelmed and feel like I got too much to do and too much responsibility. And recently I've been thinking just like, man, the fuck up, bro. get that boulder up the hill.
Good question. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Ashley. I've seen you guys in Sons of Anarchy, but also in like other films and shows that you've done. Is there, I guess, a film or show that you would have liked to do but was never offered to you, or you didn't actually make a cut for it? Something that you were excited to do but couldn't?
Go ahead, David. No? No?
If you just examine James Brolin's career over the last, say, 10 years, and then imagine me doing all those roles. That's how I spend most of my Sisyphus hours. And it's like, how the fuck do I push that boulder?
Charlie?
Same answer for just imagine Tom Hardy. Seriously, the one show that I would have liked that I'm just so jealous that I wasn't in was Peaky Blinders.
Do you want
to share my microphone, mate?
Thank you, sir. I'm with Super Mario Brothers because you're wearing it. Who would want to be Super Mario?
You look like Luigi. You kind of look like Luigi.
That's good, I'm Theo.
You're good, David. You're good. All right, he's good. All right, thank you for the question. Appreciate it. Up next.
Where's Emilio? You big dogged us? Oh, he's doing the oh, he chose the Mayans man. Oh, cute. Now we know.
Hi, my name is Calvin, and I love all of you so much. So in my whole life watching TV shows, I've always wondered if people were friends in real life, you know, because fans feel like we know you guys and we're friends with you, and so I've always wondered. But I've never watched a show where the characters were as intertwined, right, as Sons of Anarchy. Like those characters were a family. They, like, depended on each other. So I've always wondered if in real life, the cast members are friends. Like it's 10 years later, do you guys
There's a difference between friends and family. I would say we were like a family.
Yeah, I'd say we're family.
So you know, that didn't mean we always liked each other.
But now we're friends.
Means we didn't.
We finally got past that family shit.
As a quick follow-up, did any of you guys cry when Opie died? The way that fans cried when he died?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Whoa.
What did I say? What's that thing?
There's actually a pretty humiliating video available on YouTube of us cutting off Opie's beard with a samurai sword. So that'll answer your question if we cried or not. Because we all were sobbing inconsolably while we did it. Looking back is probably a little much, but at the time it was at the time it was very sad.
Thank you. Question.
Hey guys, my question is for Charlie. This is a non-Sons question. Do you have a favorite or memorable behind-the-scenes moment from filming The Gentleman?
Ooh. I got a real kick, I gotta say, out of work with Colin Farrell. I just thought he was amazing. But then, yeah, I like that scene with those kids in the underpass where I say, and this is not me, I'm just quoting the line, I say, "Stop fucking around, cunt." Because that scene didn't exist in the script. Guy's unbelievable at just coming up with material on the fly. And so there were these kids that he just loved on set, and it was supposed to be just a chase sequence. And he said, you know, I think you should corner them at the end of this chase, and we'll just come up with a great scene to do with them. And so we just improvised that. That scene was shot in maybe 45 minutes, and it was just the camera rolling. Guy just like shouting out lines like, and then I'll be gone like the darkness at dawn. He go, no, say it like this, you twat. Like the darkness at dawn. You know, and then he goes, give him one of these. Like, it was all a guy like in the moment, so that was really fun.
Thank you.
And thank you. Sorry I quoted that line. I hope there's no children in here.
We'll take these last 2 questions.
I'm sorry, children. I'm sorry, children's parents. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry I was so late. I'm sorry. Now I see there's a young man right there. I'm sorry for swearing in front of you, young man.
But it doesn't count as a swear if you're quoting from a movie.
That's true. Unless you do it at school, and then it still counts.
All right, these will be the last final questions. Again, if you did not get a question in, don't worry about it. There are tables. I believe you're going to go back to your tables.
Yeah, probably until about 1 o'clock in the morning. It's not a joke.
You gotta get a blanket there, Charlie, so you're good. You're good. So again, if you missed it, go ahead and go downstairs. They'll be there, sign your autographs.
Bring some whiskey if you have it.
All right, go ahead, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Big fans from Mexico. I love you all. But this question is for Mr. Perlman. I gotta bring up Hellboy, man. I feel like a little fucking kid right now. You're a legend, and I gotta ask at least something about Hellboy. I just want to know of those 2 movies, your favorite scene, and the toughest one. The toughest, like, part of being Hellboy, because you're still the best Hellboy. And you would like to be the best I never get nervous, and I feel like a fucking little kid right now. Yeah. And sorry for starting to what y'all started.
Well, thank you very much. You know, the director of Hellboy is Mexican too.
Oh, yeah.
And he brought me to Mexico for my very first time, and I've now been back there 150 times. You know, become my second home. We have a scene where I'm spying on Selma, Liz, going on a date with the kid, you know. And I'm up on a roof with this real kid, and we're eating chocolate chip cookies. And the prop department, they knew we were going to be shooting the scene for a few hours, so they made the cookies were this big, real chocolate chip cookies, and they made 56 of them. And by the time we shot our last bit of coverage, we had run out of cookies. Because you're supposed to like take a bite, and then they say cut, and you spit it out, you know, in the spit bucket. I ate 56. That's my favorite moment of all the Hellboy movies. I don't remember anything else. Certainly, I don't remember anything, you know, for 2 nights after that, because I was basically vomiting.
All right, thank you, sir. Now I need a chocolate cookie.
There are none left, sorry.
Last question.
Hey guys, thank you so much for taking my question. My name is Anthony Jensen. Shout out to Green Street Hooligans. Charlie, that's awesome.
That's a film.
My girlfriend's a huge fan, actually, and so instead of saying hi, Felicia, can we just say hi, Felicia, on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Felicia.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, before I let y'all go, any comments you want to give the fans supporting Sons till today? Take it away. All right, Charlie.
Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Theo, who is very good at making heartfelt speeches of gratitude.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna say, listen, if there's one thing that's true in this world, a lot of things are lies, a lot of things are false, but the one truth is that the Reaper crew is for life.
What about you, David?
Like Frank Sinatra says, without you, we're dead.
I am like, it's 2024, and you know, it's as if an episode was on last night. The amount of enthusiasm and love that's in this room is as if we're still on the air, and that's fucking amazing.
And the cast of Sons of Anarchy. Make sure to go visit their booth there downstairs. I think you got something up, right? Your tables are so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.